Welcome to Terrible Wrestling Show. It's episode 4 with Survivor Series 2024. Didn't do an episode for Crown Jewel because honestly, very busy week at the time. And if we're going to be completely real, Crown Jewel is basically a filler episode of WWE. We all know it. It's just the facts of Crown Jewel. Joining with me, I got John, who's having some camera problems. So if you're watching the video format, you can only see my ugly mug today. John, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I'm starting to think maybe I should test some of my equipment before 5 minutes before we're gonna start.
You know, this is not the
Because
first time that something like
because
this has happened.
last time we went to do one, I had mic problems. Before that, I couldn't get a headset to work. Everything works until I need it to.
Yeah, no, that's how it works. That's how things pan out whenever with different equipment. Is that everything works perfectly, besides when you need it to work. But it's all good. It's all good. We're here. We're going to chat about some wrestling with Survivor Series. We are actually recording this one the day of Survivor Series because, of course, Thanksgiving week, busy week. So, going to turn around, want to get inside and immediately upload this. So, hopefully, Survivor Series will be fantastic today. But we're going to talk about just kind of our thoughts on the build up for it, as well as, of course, our predictions on the show. So, John, right off the top, how do you feel about Punk being involved with the Bloodline? Like, I mean, because there was so much talk that it was going to be Seth, especially since Bronson Reed is on Solo's side now. You know, there was a little tease of Cody here or there. It's like, how are you feeling about Punk being the guy that's joining the OG Bloodline?
I mean, if it's between Punk, Seth, and Cody, I will always prefer Punk in that scenario. You actually get some storyline builds from it. Like we got a decent like video segment of
Yeah,
Cody,
yeah, I saw
Cody,
that.
Roman, and Heyman. Or not Cody, Punk,
Punk, Roman, and
Punk.
Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't want Cody in there. I'm tired of Cody being involved with that. Let him just go do his own thing. They can come back around at Mania if they need to, for for whatever his Mania match is gonna be. Uh, Seth not being in there. I mean, if they would have brought Seth in after doing multiple weeks of segments of Seth being like, I want nothing to do with Roman. I am not gonna be a part of that. If he came back into it then, it just made him look like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And now it's like if we have Punk in there, depending on how the match goes there, we can reignite Seth and Punk if we want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I actually agree. It's like whenever Paul Heyman finally came back and hit everyone with that "ladies and gentlemen" and ended up introducing Punk, I was just so incredibly hyped about this because it's like, while Seth Rollins is one of my guys, and it would have been interesting to see him part of that just for a lot of different layers. I feel like it would have also not only made him a hypocrite from the standpoint of the last few weeks, but I feel like it would have made him a hypocrite from the last year, right? Where we had this big buildup from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania and Seth being Cody's shield and blah blah blah. You know, I feel like it would have tarnished all of that run. Which, you can honestly make the same argument for Cody teaming with Roman, because that's the argument that Kevin Owens is making with the Cody and Kevin feud that's going to be on Saturday Night Main Event, whatever, next month. Which that's going to be a good match. I saw Kevin's video package talking about, turning the American Nightmare into the Canadian Dream, and just his. I mean, like, I feel like Kevin's kind of in the right, from a storyline perspective. I understand where Kevin Owens is coming from, being pissed off with Cody with the whole thing. And so I feel like with something like that, whenever you have these classic tropes of the longtime rival hero villain teaming together for a one time only match, I feel like it's just a nice, unique twist to have one of the characters still like fully stand firm. I will not be with you, and that being Seth Rollins, because like with Punk being now part of it, that's just going to further add to it with Seth and Bronson Reed's feud, where like I think Punk's going to be the one to take out Bronson Reed in this match. I mean, am I wrong on that?
I mean, that's what he's there for.
Yeah, he's literally there just to take out Bronson Reed.
Yeah, it's like we you pretty much have like there's pretty much every match that we want to see happen. They have their dedicated people in there. Like I know Solo's in there, and the story is gonna end up inevitably being Solo Roman. That nobody wants to see that anymore. We've seen Solo get beat down every time Roman steps in the ring.
Yep.
The one everybody wants to see still, Jacob Roman.
Yep.
That's the one I'm excited to see. Uh, yeah, I mean, Punk. It's like Punk is kind of there to handle Reed, and I expect him to probably do it pretty easily, so he's got some fuel for Seth Rollins. Because if he kind of gets beat down for a while and then barely manages to take him out, or like take him out in the match,
Yep.
then he's gonna kind of be on the same level against Reed that Seth was.
Right.
If he kind of handles him pretty well and starts taking on other people, then he's got some fuel there that he can fire back when Seth comes after him.
True.
Although the one slightly disappointing thing in it kind of makes it seem like Seth Bronson is kind of over here.
Yeah, on the back burner almost.
It's kind of on the back burner. It's like we may get it again. We don't necessarily need it because the underlying point of putting Reed in this scenario and everything is to bring him up the card, which I think they've done a phenomenal job with.
True.
He kind of went from intercontinental title feuding and like kind of filling that role pretty well to like establishing himself as someone who I could see going for the world heavyweight title.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially with that
And
world heavyweight title picture.
and they did that in a couple months. And like when it first, I mean, just think back to like when Reed initially hit like the 6 tsunamis on Seth.
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting him to be the guy.
Right.
Nobody was like, this is the next guy they're gonna like push up the card and like insert into every. Now he's in the biggest storyline.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like I kind of want. Plus, I was really enjoying the Seth Bronson matches.
Dude, true. I was enjoying their segments. I laughed my ass off when they were having that outside the arena little brawl, And Seth came up to the camera and was talking shit, and then Bronson got up. They were fighting more, and Seth was up in the trunk and in the truck, and Bronson just yeeted something at Seth. I don't know why, but just the way that it got yeeted and the way Seth sold it absolutely murdered me. It was so hilarious. It was something out of a cartoon.
I know it's going back a little bit, but honestly, Bronson Reed has been in most of my favorite like mini feuds this year
Yeah.
because you got him and Seth, which has been great. You had him and Braun Strowman, which was probably some of the most entertaining like couple minute segments we would get where they would just be brawling through the background or brawling backstage
Right.
for everything. They have done fantastic job in the second half of the year with Bronson Reed.
100%. And with the whole Seth Bronson thing, I'm gonna say that it's definitely not over. We're gonna get the cherry on top finale for this, and it could be just a Saturday night main event. But I think the seeds are gonna be planted to get that finale at this War Games match. I'm gonna be honest. I think Seth's gonna get involved with this match. I mean, I genuinely do. At some point, Seth will get involved to do something to Bronson or do something to Punk. I mean, I just these are two guys that Seth Rollins as a character absolutely despises, right? I find it hard to believe that Seth wouldn't be involved with this match in some capacity. Just kind of pop in, do a curb stomp, and pop out.
I don't know. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I don't necessarily want to see it in this match. Like, we got enough going on in this match. There's
True.
enough storylines to build out of what we have in this match
That's
already.
true.
So it's like all we need from Seth from this is to come out Monday night. Dude, he can come out, do a 5 minute promo segment, and like call somebody down, whether Punk, Reed, whatever, call them down. Maybe they both come down, and then you're set to go from there.
That's fair. That's fair. If Seth did get involved, who would he attack? Would he attack both or just one of them? Because I'm kind of thinking that he might only attack Bronson Reed since that's the hot feud right now.
Well, yeah, it's that's who he would go after him. The punk stuff is gonna come after Punk
Yeah,
takes care of Reed, and then he can call him out.
that's fair. That's fair. Which I cannot wait for Seth Punk, to finally get it.
Which realistically, or at least in my booking that I have, Punk handles Reed pretty handily here, and then he goes on ice with it for a little bit, and then he comes back after they start going on Netflix to then turn his attention back. Because in my world, Punk's winning a title on the first Raw on Netflix.
On the first Raw episode, Punk wins a title. Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
In my head canon, he's doing that because then you can start building towards a Mania feud from there with him as champion.
Man, that would be a great way to kick off Raw on Netflix. All right. So, what about speaking of the championship? How do you feel about not your Gunther and Damian Priest match, and this revisited feud?
Okay, I just want to address the way he phrased that there. I feel like many people do not like the way that Gunther is being portrayed because the problem is they're building up Priest, and they seem to be, and they tried to do this thing with Gunther with Sammy where he has like some doubts in that, and then they've just continued that to where he's like this kind of almost doesn't believe in himself champion. And I don't like that. I want him to be the ring general.
Right. You want him to be the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship Gunther.
Yeah, or like going against Randy Orton.
Right.
For Gunther.
True.
I mean, they've kind of spelled it out as much as we could possibly do in WWE that Gunther's retaining this championship.
True.
He's been beat down by Damian Priest in every segment, and I mean you had him put through a table and had Priest holding up the title. What more tells you that Gunther's winning?
Right. Yeah, because I mean it's a little too premature to pull the plug on Gunther's title, right? I mean Priest was a bridge champion. We all knew that. Priest was like, "Hey, you've had this briefcase for too long. We should have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner, but we didn't. So here you're gonna pull it here. You're gonna have a nice little fun run. We're gonna build you up a bit, but it's gonna end up going to Gunther. Just be prepared." And now that Gunther's got it, it's like I think the next possible time he could maybe drop it's WrestleMania, and that's a maybe.
Yeah, I've got him dropping it on Netflix premiere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Which I mean, drop it to Punk on Netflix premiere. You're taking Gunther out of the picture at that point because now you're going to fully transition to Punk Seth, or at least for WrestleMania, that is. A lot of people are trying to book Gunther and John Cena at WrestleMania, and John Cena winning and breaking the title, breaking the record. That's a lot of people's headcanon.
See, I've seen that. I don't think you do that. I think if you're gonna have Cena win a title, you have him do it on the last date he's gonna perform in 2025.
And then just drop the belt.
And he wins it, and he walks out, and then you have a tournament to determine the next champion.
That'd be a poetic way to end it, though. I'll tell you that. I feel like there'd be a lot of backlash on that. I feel like a lot of people would either love it or hate it. No in between.
I mean, either way, I mean they can get away. They'll be able to get away with it because it's going to be his retirement match.
Yeah, true. That is true.
You have him come in for the retirement match, fight for a title the last time. He can win it. Go out. It's like go out and have the accolades for himself.
Right. But the question is, would John do that? Because John's old school, and I feel like John is going to want to lose his last match, because he's all about putting over the business. So that's the kind of hold up I have with that though. But I do like the poetic ending. I do like the poetic
Yeah.
ending.
Well, you gotta remember now, everybody likes John now.
Everyone does like John. He's funny.
Everybody likes John. They want him to do. They want him to win the. They want him to win something now, and I don't think you have him win it immediately
Yeah, yeah.
because then it's like you can have him chase it at every event throughout the year. You
Right,
can
yeah.
have him at Money in the Bank trying to win, uh, like win so he can cash in and get his last title reign. You can have him at all these events.
It's gonna be such a interesting year next year to see John on a frequent basis and know that this is it. You know what I mean? Because like John is 100%, like just from the way he talks, the way he presents himself, the way he talks about life. John's 100%. Like when he steps away, he's stepping away. Like it's done. He's not going to be someone who's going to like. Obviously, he said he'll always be involved in WWE, as an ambassador or whatever. But when he steps out of that ring for the last time, he's out. He's not going to do any like BS like little stuff kind of come in. He's done. So next year is going to be a really interesting year, knowing that this is actually it. Especially since we're
Yeah,
going to get to see him on a pretty frequent basis.
yeah. Uh, One thing I will say, taking it back to Damian Priest and Gunther, I feel like we're about to be in a bit of a pickle with it because we're about to run into the Jey Uso situation
Mm,
where yeah, Damian Priest was kind of like he was a bridge champion. We knew he was holding it for probably Gunther, but like that was during the time where Damian Priest wasn't really hot. And towards the end of his title reign, like towards his like babyface transition, he was heating up. People were starting to get on board. Now people are absolutely on board. And it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, they're probably just going to. He'll probably lose out here and then get thrown back into another Finn Balor match, is what I'm expecting to happen.
hmm
But it's kind of getting to that point where he is almost too hot for them to look at him and go, "Oh man, shit, do we have to put a title back on him?"
No, you're right because he has heated up quite a bit. His character has evolved where he's kind of broken away from the Judgment Day persona sort of version of his character. Didn't he get like a new intro song or something, or like a new Titantron graphic or whatever? He got something that kind of, really established him. Like we're no longer the Judgment Day stuff. Obviously we were already kind of that way for a little bit where they started going by the Terror Twins name. But like now that he's like he is Damian Priest, not
Yeah,
Damian Priest with the Judgment Day. He is Damian Priest. You know what I mean?
yeah, because and I think it was smart to like for a short period of time to stick him with Rhea
Yeah.
because it's like it kind of helped establish him a little bit more, even though people were already getting on board. You put him alongside Rhea, and it's like Rhea was getting some of the loudest pops like of anyone.
hmm
And then now it's like now that Damien's kind of standing on his own, it's like he comes out and people go ballistic.
Yeah.
Think of a year ago of him coming out. It's like it's a completely different world.
Right. No, you're right. It really is. So like that transition from the Judgment Day breakup to now, I mean, you're right. I think it was good to do the whole Terror Twins thing, and now already kind of broke off that. Rhea's busy with, her long going live feud essentially with the War Games match.
This live feud needs to fucking end.
It's not ending till WrestleMania, bub.
It's
Get ready.
God, I'm so done with it. I've been done with this live feud. It's been a feud of Liv gets beat down, interference, win.
Yeah.
That's been the story of every single match
Right.
and every single segment. There's not been a segment where she stood tall, really.
hmm
So I don't know. I'm ready for it to move on. It's like let's just get it over with. Put the title back on put the title back on Rhea. We all know you're doing it,
Yeah, yeah.
and let's just move on to someone else. Although I will, it's like Liv Morgan. I didn't care about Liv Morgan really when she came back in the Rumble. Uh, and her character's starting to grate on me a little bit, but I think if you separate her from Rhea, like she's gained a lot of momentum from being in this feud.
Yeah.
It's going on a little too long now.
Yeah, and the feud when it started was fantastic, right? And we knew it would be. Yeah, and we also were kind of afraid, man. We got a long climb ahead because this is going to go all the way to Mania. It's like we got a long climb ahead to get to get past this feud. And now here we are, November 30th, Survivor Series, and it's like, oh man, we still got a long way to go to get this feud over with. Because I mean, it's gonna finish at Mania. We both know that Rhea will probably win the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, one of the two. And this is a long one, man. And we're in it
It
for the long haul.
it's been going on for what, like 6 months now? Close to that?
Yeah. Well, about 5 or so. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
what after WrestleMania is when Liv attacked Rhea. And
Yeah.
if you want to get technical, it's really been going on longer than that because Rhea injured, Liv.
Yeah.
Liv got
But
injured
it
accidentally like over a year ago. So, yeah,
but
it's a long
it
one.
got good. It started getting good after Mania.
Yeah, it did.
And then we had like 3 good months there with with the Dominic stuff
Yep.
of of what's happening there, and then the turn, and then it was that we had like three months of where this was one of the feuds that like everybody was into.
Right.
I think now everybody's just waiting on it to be like, okay, yeah, let's move it along. We've seen the same segment for the past month.
Right. Well, talking about outside of the live thing, what do you think about the women's War Games match? Because I look at this lineup, right? Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, Bailey, and the Judgment Day with Liv and Raquel, Nia, Tiffany, and Candice LeRae. All I see is so much chaos because of all the interfeuds between the both of the teams, right? Where I see like, is this going to be finally be the time that maybe at some point Tiffany will cash in on Nia. Obviously, I feel like this match we're gonna find out really who is I guess the the heel here on the Rhea team. Who attacked Jade, even though we all know it was Bronson Reed based on that picture I sent you. But like, is it Naomi? Is it Bailey? Or is it Bianca? Like it could literally be any of the three. Mostly Bianca and Naomi, right? And Bailey just maybe be helping out Naomi in the thing. There's so much like everything's so intertwined of so many different feuds happening within this one match. It's just like I feel like this is going to probably be the most chaotic match of the night. Would you agree or disagree?
I I don't know, because like you're looking at it and seeing like, oh, all these intertwining things with like Jade being attacked and all that as well. What you got to keep in mind though, a lot of this has come together because Jade's gonna be out for a bit.
True.
Jade's gonna be out for a while, so this is a bit of, this almost looks to me like, oh shit, it's November. We're doing war games for men. We need to put together 10 women for war games. Who do we got?
Right.
It's like we know we want to do. It's like we want Rhea and Liv to be in there, which means we have to have uh it's Raquel in there, right?
Yep. Raquel.
Yeah, it's like, which means we got to have Raquel in there. So who else can we have on the heel team? Well, let's just put Nia and Tiffany in there because it's like we can have a little bit of fun there because we have both champions and the Money in the Bank holder on the same team.
True. Are you trying to get to the point that Io Sky and Candice LeRae are really random in this match? Because I agree.
Yeah, it's like they're random in there. Bailey, the addition in there. It's like these. You could have the core of Bianca, Jade, and Naomi because they have a history of the three of them teaming together
Yep.
for stuff. Jade gets hurt. Okay, well, who do we have? Well, let's put Bailey in because if we're gonna have Naomi in there, we can put Bailey in there, and then we can have this Bailey, Naomi, Nia stuff that had been going on. It's just, it kind of feels like since they were doing War Games for men, they're like, whoa, we should probably do a female War Games match. Who do we have that we could throw something together pretty quickly for? Because like the heel side of it, you got a bunch of intertwining story. We've had the story of Tiffany, Nia, like Liv and Raquel. That's been its own kind of contained story. The face side of this makes no damn sense.
The face side of it is the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation.
Yeah. The face side of it is who's our top stars that we can make some sort of story up for.
Yeah. All right. Well, who attacked Jade? Like, what's your opinion on who attacked Jade besides Bronson Reed? For the listeners, that's just a complete joke of a picture I sent John of Jade on the car and Bronson doing a tsunami on her. Not important. Who do you think attacked Jade?
Because the best things we've seen has been Bronson Reed backstage tsunamiing people on cars or random objects.
Yes. So disregard that. Not important. Who attacked Jade? Is it Bianca? Is it Naomi? Who attacked? As I feel like it could be Naomi. That's my personal take.
If this was a little closer to Mania, it would be Bianca.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's too far out for it to be Bianca, and we don't know when Jade's coming back, so it can't be Bianca.
Oh, so actually, yeah, no, dude, I just thought about it. No, it's. I feel like it's got to be Naomi because like Naomi takes out Jade, and then Bailey, who's tight with Naomi, is now the replacement. Makes sense. I locked it in.
That's what I was going to say. It's got to be Naomi then, but then that also doesn't necessarily make sense for the dynamic that three of them have had, but maybe it's a jealousy thing that we'll find out about. But yeah, it's a we took a story that's kind of been a slow burn because fucking everything is a goddamn slow burn these days.
True.
Which some of them work fantastic for it. Drew McIntyre, great slow burn.
Yep.
The Judgment Day stuff, bad slow burn. I'm tired of this. And it's like this was like an interesting dynamic we were gonna have with Jade and Bianca, and we've kind of just hit the gas on it because we need a replacement. We need a reason for it to have happened.
Right. Also, shout out to Drew. Apparently, the creative team is working on his return right now. So, shout out to that. Hopefully, see Drew again in the near future. All right, John. On a scale of 1 to 10, just because this is always something that I find pretty interesting to see people like really talk about this online, which I think it's a fair thing to talk about. It's a staple. It's a trademark. Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Rhea's War Games cry? Because apparently that's a really big deal. Is how well someone delivers saying the word War Games. Since she included a headbutt, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. I think it was really good.
I'm gonna go a bit lower. I'm gonna say 7, just because man, you could not understand what she said.
I understood it.
Well, yeah,
but I can get why you would say
you
that.
You know what she's saying, but she came in and it's like she was so ready just to yell it, just to get to the headbutt and that
right.
It came out, and I'm like, I know you said War Games, but it didn't sound like it.
Right. Also, speaking of just like coming out to get to the fight, I do love that for the Punk introduction, it was just like, you know, on the word go. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't any sort of stare down with Roman and everyone. It wasn't. It was literally Seth. You know, Punk's walking up, wrapping up his hand, jumps in the ring, starts swinging, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, this is a great segment. So shout out to that.
You see that behind the scenes one that I told you about that WWE posted, where it was Heyman and Punk?
No, I still haven't seen that.
Back there. Oh, it's great because like Heyman's like out there talking to cameras on Punk, and like he's getting ready, like he's grabbing the wrap, getting it ready to come walking out, wrapping his hand up. It's great.
All right, I'll go watch it after we're done. No, I forgot to watch that, but I have seen like just more of the clips of Roman and Punk in the ring, just talking about like, I don't trust you. It's like you don't need to. It's not about me and you. It's about him. It's just like that's my wise man. It's like we'll see.
It's like it was like a 3-minute video segment of the three of them from last night.
Yeah, I watched that before the show.
That was great.
Yeah, I watched that this morning before we got on here, so I can kind of be fresh on it. No, that was fantastic. Love that. Where it's just like, it's like I don't trust you. I don't want your
Yeah.
help. It's just like, well, I don't want to give you my help, but
The
I'm here for Paul.
the look on Roman's face when Punk's walking away, and he's like, nah, the favor's not for you. The favor's for him,
Yep.
our wise man, and just walks off. And Roman's like, what the fuck did he just say? Wise man, what's he talking about?
Dude, man, give Roman all the props, dude. Like, whenever he took, before his heel turn, when he took that hiatus and he went to acting school, bro, it paid off. Like, he's been so good since then, obviously, with the tribal chief persona, but just like the way that, the facial expressions that he'll make and stuff, dude, it's fantastic. Because it's like, even when they were in the ring, that ring segment where, you can only kind of mouth, you can only see what they're mouthing, whatever, just like the little, like the lip twitches and stuff of irritation, like, dude, it's great. Like, like Roman's expressions are so good, on point.
I will say, if you start paying attention to it though, he's got like one go-to, and
He
that's where he
does.
like
He
where he
does.
like scrunches his face up and his
Yep.
upper lip twitches in with his nose. That's his go-to for like I'm irritated.
Yeah, he does have a go-to. I have noticed that, but it's such a good go-to. It works.
It's like he does it constantly, but they only cut to it every now and then.
Yeah. All right.
But
Let's.
no, he is like top tier. It's like the probably the best wrestler actor in
Right.
the ring.
Yeah. In today's, yeah, absolutely. What do you think about the Intercontinental Championship? Braun, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. How you feeling about this one? I feel like this is kind of like, while it's going to be a good match, I feel like it's kind of the filler match.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is this is the this is the these guys have been feuding. Let's put them all in there to build to like this is the intercon or they're in the triple threat
Yeah.
match
Triple threat.
to
Yeah.
build to the singles match again of Sheamus and Kaiser to build to the singles match of one of them to face Breaker.
Yep.
the,
Basically.
the way the way we do these intercontinental feuds is wild because it's always like a series of three matches, most of them ending in DQ by interference, leading to a triple threat match, leading to a singles match, leading to an actual match.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it'll be a decent match. I mean, this is gonna be one where this is gonna kind of be like the LA Knight uh, match from the last pay per view, where Breaker's there, but it's gonna be Sheamus and Kaiser wanting to wanting to fight it out,
Yeah.
and Breaker's just gonna be there to capitalize
Right.
and kind of just assert he's like, I'm the champion here. You guys are supposed to be wanting to fight me,
Right. Right.
but they're gonna be more concerned about each other.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be like that middle of the pay-per-view. Okay, it's whatever. It'll be a fun match, but
There
I'm
is,
not overly excited about it, kind of thing.
I did see one theory that I wouldn't necessarily want it to happen, but could, which is you could have Kaiser go over here
Hmm.
because there's the story with him and Gunther, where Gunther's telling him to go be his own man, while Gunther's kind of in his own worried state, like not feeling confident or anything.
Yep.
Where you could have Kaiser like go off on his own for 2 weeks, come back champion, and just be like, "Look, I did my part of it. What are you doing?" And kind of establishing the future match between them.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily want to see that happen yet.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if I really want to see that yet, but like I
It's
said,
a direction they could go. I don't see it happening necessarily, but I could see a world where they decide to do that.
true. True. Yeah. No. I do feel like with Ludwig in here, it does kind of put the match in a different perspective. It's like, okay, our goal here is to really put him over. You know what I mean? Like
He
that's kind of the vibe I get.
he he's gonna look. I think he's gonna end up like looking strong, but inevitably taking the pin.
You don't think Sheamus will take the pin?
No,
See, I'm more in the mindset. I think Sheamus will take the pin.
I think I see the finishing sequence. I think the finishing sequence is bro kick on Kaiser, super spear onto Sheamus, but Sheamus rolls out and he pins Kaiser.
Hmm. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. See, I don't know. I'm kind of in the mindset that Sheamus will end up taking the pin.
I don't think you pin Sheamus because the story of Sheamus currently is him just wanting the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
I think I think you I don't think he wins
I guess that's
here.
fair. You know,
I don't think
he
he
needs
wins
that, right?
here. I think you continue to put him into like top challenger for the Intercontinental title feuds where he either wins them or he looks strong but loses to like some sort of interference or something, and then a couple months from now, like he ends up winning the title because it's the only one he wants.
Right.
I think you give it to him. I don't know if you give it to him in Mania or something, but you give it to him relatively soon.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to have a long reign with it, but
You know, just get the title because he's never had it.
yeah, he could have the title, lose it to an up and comer or like one of the younger guys after a kind of short reign, and then we can move Breaker up the card.
Yeah.
Although the heavyweight title picture's looking pretty deep right now.
I thought that's how it was last year too, which is great because you know it's like we've got this title that was reintroduced almost 2 years ago now, and it's just like thank God that Triple H is actually giving it love and care and not just becoming a secondary title. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it kind of like right now is where it feels like it finally has a decent group of like top guys that want the title.
Yeah.
Because like even last year, like there wasn't a ton with it. We didn't like this year. We had Damian Priest hold the title for a while. He, I mean, he didn't really have a great title reign. There weren't a bunch of good challengers for him.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean, we've had McIntyre want that title the entire time. He's the one who has spent the last like year and a half making that title feel important.
Whenever he comes back, will he finally get an actual title reign? You think?
It depends on who's got the title at the time.
That's fair.
Because if he comes back,
The man deserves a title reign, like an
he deserves
actual
a
reign.
title reign. I'm trying to think of when. 'Cause if he comes back soon, I've got Punk winning the title on Raw on Netflix and holding it till Mania, where he faces Seth.
What
I
if it's
don't
just
necessarily. I don't have a winner in mind there
what if it's
yet,
just a
but
triple threat? Seth, Punk, and Drew.
I don't necessarily want to do that because
They all hate each other.
yeah, but you'd be inserting Drew into that, and there's not. It's one of those where there's not really a reason for Punk to want to face Drew because he like he's beaten him 2 out of 3 times
Right.
now in like well he beat him in the strap match and he beat him in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So I guess triple threat's the only way that you get him into that to face off against Punk.
I'd want to see the triple threat. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, those are
Yeah,
three superstars, man, that hate each other on screen. I feel like that'd be a hell of a match to watch. It's just you are right though. How do you get them in there? You know,
yeah.
because
How do you get him in
obviously,
there? Because I'm also trying to figure out who does Drew feud with when he gets back. Because
yeah, that's true.
I've got Seth and Punk feuding. I mean, what are you gonna put him against? I guess he'd have a Damian Priest or a Gunther to face off against, or
Yeah,
maybe a Bronson Reed because Bronson Reed's gonna be in that picture too.
true. And Bronson's on fire. So yeah, oh man, Bronson and Drew, that'd be fun.
The problem is, who do you put over there? Because you don't want
Yeah,
to bring Bronson up and immediately have him start losing to everybody.
true, true.
But you don't want to bring Drew back in and then immediately. Well, actually, he is the top contender that can lose and build his character.
That is very true because I mean he has faced a lot of L's this past year, which is why I feel like he's about to be approaching a string of wins. You know, I feel like Triple H be like, all right, we got you, dude. We don't worry about
Yeah,
it. We got you. We're
he's
gonna hook you up.
whenever he wins his title next, he's gonna go on a good reign.
Oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of bringing people back just to have them lose, how you feeling about LA Knight and Shinsuke? Because I love Shinsuke. I love that he's back. I love that he's back with almost like this somewhat new character. I just hate that he's back in the sense that it feels like he's just going to come in and lose. So my ideal headcanon for this match is that it ends in a no disqualification. Because like looking at the match, it's just a standard match. So let it end in a DQ for LA's win with like Shinsuke just using like weapons or something, you know, and beating LA and just that's my ideal way to protect Shinsuke's new character and
The
protect
problem is,
Shinsuke and still have LA Knight win.
what are you gonna do with that though? Because if it ends in DQ, they're gonna continue the feud where he's gonna just lose on like back-to-back weeks on like SmackDown.
So obviously, like the end goal is going to be Shinsuke just losing the feud, you know, when especially since there's a title involved, and I don't see him taking it off LA Knight. But I mean, I definitely see a way where you can keep Shinsuke's character strong by like ending this match with a DQ of Shinsuke just like brutally beating the crap out of LA, and then just continuing to attack him over and over again on SmackDown. I don't know. I think I just want to try to find a way to protect Shinsuke's character because that he has also been on an egregious stretch of losses,
I was
like
gonna
Drew.
say, from when I've started watching again, I wasn't watching when Shinsuke came in. I didn't watch it even before. So since I've started watching him again, I've watched him lose to, I think he feuded with Cody Rhodes.
Yes,
I watched him lose to Seth Rollins.
yes,
I think he's
long Seth
and
feud,
yeah, it was real long.
all out
I've
Seth's
I've just
back.
I've just watched him face off, like go into feuds and lose every match.
Yep.
Uh, so I haven't seen him do a whole lot. It's kind of like it's weird. It's kind of like Finn Balor, where Finn Balor, I've watched him lose everything except the tag championship matches, which, god damn it, I'm so mad. I'm so mad that they didn't take the damn titles off damn Judgment Day and put them on the War Raiders.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on those stupid tag team titles, man. I'm sick of
But
this shit.
Shinsuke, honestly, I wouldn't have put him in there against LA Knight immediately. You know what you could have done?
Hmm.
Have him interrupt a match, have him interrupt another match, go into a feud or something, a short feud where he can win some, and then you could put him in there. It's like then you could have him start attacking LA Knight, and it's like you could have it's like you could have him in a feud there where he wins.
Hmm.
Because I don't think LA Knight's holding this title much longer. Although I think when he drops the title, he's dropping it to either Andrade or Carmelo Hayes.
Those are fair.
But
Those are fair picks.
but it's like you could have him in there where it's like he gets a couple wins and looks strong with this like new fold to his character before you just put him in there just to lose.
Right.
It's like, and I know you mentioned you could have him in DQ, but there's going to be a lot of nonsense on this card anyway with the War Games matches, where a DQ one of the normal matches is going to leave a bit of bad taste.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I can get what you're saying. I don't know. I've just got a bad taste in my mouth with how he's been handled, because it's just been like nonstop.
Oh, it's
And,
been horrible.
like, it also sucks because, like, dude, again, at least he hasn't really had his big moment to shine on the main roster because they didn't pull the trigger at WrestleMania. Because that was the year that they had Shinsuke and Asuka both win the Rumble. Both Japanese wrestlers. I think that was the first women's Royal Rumble, and they had both of them lose at WrestleMania. Like, Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Vince. But like, Shinsuke hasn't had his moment to shine on the main roster at any point. Yeah, he's won some mid card titles and stuff, but like, yeah, I feel like he needs something, man. Like, he's still hanging around the WWE. He's been off TV for a while, but he was recently part of like, the Tokyo tour they briefly did, which that makes sense, obviously. But man, I feel like we're just wasting Shinsuke Nakamura. That's my personal opinion, and that's why it's like I want him to be a strong character. Even he doesn't have to have the title, but just make him a strong character in some form. I like what they were going for with like the Cody Rhodes feud and the Seth feud, where they were allowing him to do more pre-recorded backstage segments where he was talking, in Japanese, and they had subtitles where, because his English is fine, but obviously he can deliver such a promo when just speaking his native language, and just kind of going with like that almost like Yakuza boss kind of vibe. Like, just let him do more of that and just let him be just a threat across WWE in some capacity. That's what I would like to see come out of this.
I mean, I don't I don't mean this to sound disparaging, but he could all but like with the way his new entrance, the way he's being presented, or just have him as a looming threat in the background where he just comes in and interrupts matches for a little bit or just
True.
does a beatdown or something.
True.
Like, yeah, he does great in-ring work, but if you're gonna just have him lose, just have him be the threat in the background. And it's like have him come out, interrupt, and then if you or like have him interrupt matches against like top contenders or something beforehand, where they end up calling him out for a match, then you can give him some wins, put him
Yeah.
over a little bit before you just immediately throw him in there for a loss.
Yeah. I say give him a stable. Like, build him up, here in the near future for a stable. Like, again, my mindset is go full in like Yakuza style. Like, that's my mindset, and just have him be a constant threat. I don't know who all the stable would consist of, but that's my mindset.
We don't need any more stables right now.
I know
you gotta get rid of the Judgment
I
Day
agree.
before you can add a new one.
I agree. Let's let Shinsuke do his solo thing for a little bit, kill off some other stables, and then give him a stable. I'm telling you, I think like a Yakuza style stable would be really cool for Shinsuke.
I got nobody to put in there.
I know they'll figure it out though. They'll figure it out. Hey, kind of pulling away from Survivor Series itself. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the two women's mid card titles? We just had the official reveal of the women's intercontinental, and we already have the tournament ongoing for the United States one. How are we feeling about that? Because I'm excited as hell for it. Long time, long overdue. Long overdue.
I mean, I'm glad I'm surprised they went with 2 titles. I figured it would just be one. Uh, but I'm glad it's finally there because it
Right.
gives the women's division something to do. And it's like they have so many good talents that just that are like not yet quite believable to go for like the top titles. And the tag division is kind of being held hostage. It's been
Yeah.
held hostage for a while.
True.
Because it's like, right, I mean, it's been on Bianca and Jade, and it's like, who believably is going to take it off them? Well, at least in a straight match and not like an
Right.
8-team tag match. I mean, it would be Damage Control, who be the only group that I would be like, conceivably would.
Right.
Or Chelsea and Piper, but it would be Piper doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to see some titles to give the women's division some love. We better start getting some more damn women's matches. They got too many good talents to have one women's match on
And
a show.
I think that's also going to help, come January of next year because it's already confirmed that when Raw goes to Netflix, it's back to 3 hours. SmackDown is going to 3 hours, which once you're adding in these new mid card titles, kind of need to go that way. 3 hours for both. So man, I'm excited for it. Because you're right. There's so much damn talent. In the women's division that just don't get a lot of love. Because like you said with the tag titles, the women's tag titles shared between both brands. I mean, they've just been held hostage by those two, which they kind of needed to be held hostage because it's giving the titles like a lot of, I guess, prestige having two people like that hold it. Now the Judgment Day one, that's just egregious. Like that's just what are we doing? That's like you don't have a plan and you need to get a plan.
The Judgment Day one. They've held the title. They defended the titles. We had a segment on fucking Raw where Adam Pearce remembered that they were the tag champions to give him a match.
Yep.
And it's like, what are we doing with those?
I
Why
know.
did we not give them to War? Who are we waiting to feud with them against, if not the War Raiders?
Right.
It's like I don't know. And then the other. I'm glad to see that at least on SmackDown, because the titles there were being held hostage for a while by Bloodline. God bless Motor City Machine Guns coming in.
Yeah,
Because
true.
now we can have a division not being held up.
Yeah, true. Well, in terms of the women's mid card, let's look at the United States real quick because I can actually give a proper prediction on that one of who you think the first champion is going to be because we have 5 options. I guess it would be down to 4, even though what I'm looking at does not have. When does the last match update? Oh, Okay, no, it is down to 5. The last match, the semifinals match is on December 13th. Okay, I see. And December 6th is finishing the first round. Okay. All right. So I got it. Yeah. So we're down to 5 people. Because in the semifinals right now, that will take place on December 13th, you have Bailey and Chelsea Green, which, I've been very vocal about that one here on the show. And then the other semifinals, all you have right now is Mitchin. And then you have the triple threat that's going to take place the first round by December 6th, which features Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Elektra Lopez. So you have those 5 who are going to. One of them is going to be actually is that 6? Yeah, it's 6. I can't count. One of those 6 is going to be the first champion. Who is your pick?
I'm gonna give you how this works. So we're gonna have Tiffany Stratton go in to face Meechin. Tiffany Stratton's gonna win that match. She's gonna go into the finals.
Okay.
And she's gonna go against Chelsea Green.
Yes.
Chelsea Green's gonna beat Bailey. Chelsea Green is gonna become your inaugural Women's United States champion.
Yes.
And after this tournament, when Tiffany Stratton does not win the United States Championship, after this is when she cashes in. Because she's gonna not on this title, but she's gonna cash in on somebody after this. It's like right now she's going for her own title. She's got the briefcase there, but she's gonna be focused on the title.
Well, you might be onto something because keep in mind the finale for that will take place on Saturday night main event. So the question is, my friend, will they have maybe a Nia match later on in the show and the United States champion early in the show and Tiffany lose early in the show and cash in later on in the show?
That or Nia comes out to support her winning that because maybe it'll make her not want to cash in on it. Tiffany loses the match. Nia starts berating her. Briefcase to the back of the head.
There you go. Chelsea Green, champion.
That's my lineage. Chelsea Green is gonna become the inaugural champion.
So, in my opinion, I firmly believe it's either Bailey or Chelsea Green. Whoever wins there is winning it. Because I see both sides, right? Like I see Chelsea Green who deserves it and who I want to win it, right? Because I think she can be such a great conniving heel that continuously gets out of situations and continues to win when she should have lost. But I also could see the argument on I guess Triple H's side where it's like you have an established star to bring in this new
Well,
main roster title. So I see both sides, but you got to give it to Chelsea, in my opinion.
there's two ways this happens. So if Tiffany wins the triple threat, I think Chelsea is going to become the inaugural champion. There is another world where Naomi wins,
Yes, I thought about that
and
too.
then Naomi, we end up this spot Naomi versus Bailey, and if that happens, I firmly believe it's going on Naomi.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
I'm not the biggest Naomi fan,
Neither am I, but I can get it.
but it's one of the, especially with the dynamics going on, like in the War Games match and everything.
Right, right.
Naomi's been, she's been there. She gets a reaction. People like her, and Bailey's already just came off of a title run where I could see, I could see them giving Naomi something.
I can see that too. Which, yeah, I guess we're gonna really see what we're gonna be giving Naomi potentially after tonight with Survivor Series. If we're gonna potentially get any form of reveal of who's the bad guy on the Rhea side of things, if it's Naomi, Bailey, Bianca, like I feel like that could also help set up to help predict, like, okay, is Naomi gonna win this first round? Whatever, I guess it takes place on the 6th. Yeah, so next Friday is when this last match of the first round will take place. But no, I'm with you though. I think Chelsea Green is the best pick. In my opinion, I think Bailey would be the second pick. But and then obviously we don't have a tournament set up yet. But do you have any early thoughts on the Intercontinental? Because in my opinion, I got to be real. Like, I think it's just going to probably go to someone in Damage Control. I think it might go to Dakota Kai. I would like to see Kairi Sane, but I know it's going to Dakota Kai being kind of the voice of Damage Control. That's where I think it's going to go, especially since he just came back.
Yeah, Damage Control was initially my thought somewhere there. I would love it to go on Kyrie.
I would love it to go
But
on
if
Kairi Sane so
but
damn
if it's
much.
going on somebody, it's gonna go on Dakota.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I want it on Kyrie so damn bad because she had a pretty short run as the women's champion in NXT, and I'm just like, come on, give her a run for this mid card title. You know what I mean? Because Kyrie is a gem. Like, she's fantastic in the ring. Like, her expressions are amazing. Dude, it's peak. Like, give her a reign as a mid carder, but like as the first champion, I don't know. I feel like it may go to Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I'll have to see who they actually put
Lyra's
in the
on Raw,
bracket
right?
for.
I'm not crazy on that. I'm drawing. Lyra's on Raw.
Oh,
Lyra,
is she?
I think she's on Raw. Yeah, she's on Raw. So give it
If
to
she's on Raw, give it to her.
yeah, yeah. Give it to Lyra,
I
Lyra or
I
Dakota Kai.
that slipped my brain there for a second because if it can go to Lyra, I would give it to her. I would 100% give it to her.
I know EO will probably be in the mix, but I also feel like EO is kind of too big for that.
EO's number one contender for Liv's title right now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, give it to Dakota Kai then, man. Establish Damage Control as still as a prominent, stable, or just give it to Lyra, one of the two. I'll be very interested to see when the bracket gets put together. I think it said, it starts to the December 2nd episode. So here, this upcoming Monday, we'll actually start to get a bracket together because I'm excited to see who's all going to be in it as of now. All right, John, are you ready to give
I was gonna say,
our
you want to
predictions?
jump into some predictions?
Yeah, we got our 5 matches, which 5 matches, good amount for this pay per view. Considering we've transitioned to War Games matches, which take forever.
Yeah, they're so long.
Yeah, so 5 matches makes sense versus what they used to be on the old Survivor Series matches. So, all right, so let's go through it. Let's start off with LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura. What's your official prediction?
LA Knight, like I said, I think LA Knight's not gonna hold this title for much longer, and it's like it's gonna be taken off and by either Andrade or Carmelo Hayes. I would assume Carmelo Hayes, and then they can just continue their their series of matches for the title after that.
Right. I am going to go with LA Knight, but I am going to lock in my official prediction that it will be with some sort of shenanigans that will allow Shinsuke to still look strong, whether it be disqualification or whatever. But LA Knight does win. All right, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser.
I kind of already laid out the finish of the match that I'm expecting earlier. I think Breaker. I think, yeah, I think Bro Kick into Super Spear into pinning Kaiser.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Braun, but I don't have an actual ending. I'm also trying to type up our predictions while we're doing this. So you have Braun winning, with Ludwig taking pin.
Yeah, 'cause I think there you can move from there directly into continuing Kaiser Sheamus. Because Sheamus would be the one who would inevitably took Kaiser out in the match, and they'd have unfinished business still. So I think that's how you can continue doing that. Braun keeps the title, give him someone else to face off against.
All right, the women's war game match: Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, Bailey versus the Judgment Day, Liv and Raquel, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae.
What do you got on this?
So I'm actually going to go with my official prediction is the Judgment Day, Nia, Tiffany, and Candice. I think in this match we will see the other team implode. I think we will find out if Naomi is in fact the heel that turned on Bianca and attacked Jade, and Bailey aligns with Naomi, and Bailey's just there to help Naomi. I think that we're gonna have this thing implode. But my other prediction I would have would be that the match will end with Tiffany cashing in on Nia. But I think the Rhea team's going to implode.
Okay, see, I thought I was gonna be crazy here, but I said I think the heel team is winning. But I've gotta throw a wrench into it, where I probably will be crazy. I think Liv pins Rhea.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think Liv pins Rhea to further their. It's the only way you can further them because if you have
Right,
if you have the faces win again, and you would think at that point Rhea would pin Liv
right.
in that scenario. Reverse that, Rhea's gonna be all mad, but she can't immediately go after Liv because Io's got the title shot.
Hmm.
So you got a bit of you can continue building there. And like I said, I don't think Tiffany cashes in here. I think she cashes in at Saturday Night Main Event.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna stick with Judgment Day is gonna win. I'll actually double down with you. I'll say Liv pins Rhea, but I think the other team's gonna implode is what's gonna help get the pin.
Well,
Um,
it's a bunch of people who don't like each other. You got Bailey in there with Io. They shouldn't like each other. Uh, Based off of last year,
right,
you got it's like you got Bianca in there. Bianca should be looking over her shoulder at everybody in the match.
right.
So I don't know. I don't think they can coexist.
I agree. All right, Gunther and Priest. Give me Gunther.
Yeah,
Short, sweet, to the point.
Gunther. I think I think Gunther via Finn Balor.
Gunther via Finn Balor. Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good. All right. The
Because they gotta
men's.
they gotta have another match with Priest and Finn.
I mean,
Because
I
Finn
agree.
still wants to.
I
And how
agree.
do you do that except you run back the last when Priest lost the title to Gunther? It was because of Finn Balor.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. All right. And lastly, the men's War Games match. All right. I went first on women, so you go first this time. Who do you got winning?
OG Bloodline.
OG Bloodline. Okay.
OG Bloodline. It's like in my opinion, they have to win here. It's more so that they have to win because if they lost if they lost here, it would be Bad Bloodline winning back-to-back matches because Roman got pinned in their last match.
Right.
So you kind of have to have them win here. I don't care who takes the pin here. I mean, there's a perfect. It would. It'd probably be Solo, because Solo takes a lot of pins, even though he's supposed to be the top bad guy.
Right.
But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do it. You got a perfectly good Tamatonga right there.
Oh my god, dude, the Tongas are hated so much.
I don't. Or sorry, not Tamatonga, Tagaloa.
Yeah, Tongaloa.
Tagaloa. Tamatonga, I like some of his work. He's been fine for me. Tagaloa is just I haven't gotten on board.
Right.
uh, no, it'll be interesting. It also, I mean, uh, new Bloodline has the advantage because Jacob Fatu got to do his thing last night.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, it's give OG Bloodline needs to win this. It'll like progress. It'll progress basically every storyline possible in this match if OG Bloodline wins.
Yeah, that's true. And now you've swayed me because I was actually going to pick Solo's Bloodline, based on a Rock interference of some
No,
capacity.
I think Rock, if Rock shows up, he's gonna show like new Bloodline is gonna lose, potentially start kind of getting beat down, and then he comes out. It's like he comes out and kind of starts inserting himself into the actual picture here, because we all know he's behind the scenes mastermind of Solo's crew.
Right.
So it's like I think it's either here or in the next match where Roman. It's probably the Roman Solo singles match that's next. Rock either comes out here or he comes out after Solo loses that match.
Right. Okay. Uh, I guess give me OG Bloodline. You twist my arm. But if Solo's Bloodline wins, I'm blaming you because I was calling it.
The problem is we said in every match that the new Bloodline needed to win and they
Yeah,
kept losing. Now the OG Bloodline needs to win, so they better win, because otherwise, what's the story?
that's fair.
There's no damn story happening right now. The story was OG Bloodline dominated, and then New Bloodline won one match, and now everybody's panicking.
Right. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, give me OG Bloodline. But if Solo's Bloodline wins tonight, I'll be mad.
It is what it is.
Oh God. All right. Well, let's wrap up the show, so I can get this thing uploaded. Since again, we are recording day of. So, John, do you have any last thoughts or anything you want to throw out there about anything in the wrestling world or the non-wrestling world?
What do you think the favor is?
That's a. See, I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, because Paul will owe Punk a favor. So, what will the favor be?
Well, that's my favorite thing is the closing line of that video package was Roman asking Heyman what the favor would be, and Heyman just looks at me and goes, "Let's get through War Games tomorrow night before we worry about that." I'm like, "Ooh, this is getting spicy."
Yeah, this is getting good, man. This is getting good. No, I don't know. Ah, God. Like, what could it be? I don't think it's gonna be as simple as like, oh, I want a match with Roman. Punk can get that. He doesn't need a favor to get that.
What do you, what do you think? Oh God, I don't like that I'm about to ask this. What do you think about New Bloodline winning, and then Punk like walking out and just signaling for Heyman to come with him, and Heyman just walks.
See, that's what I want. That's why I want the new Bloodline to win. I think that'd be great. That's what I want. I think that'd be awesome. I'm here for that. It's like, they kind of stops on the ramps, like, you coming? And then, Paul's just like, all right, yeah, I'm coming.
He just kind of looks at the Bloodline laying down defeated, and he's like, "Yeah, we're going back to Punk."
Well, I wonder if the favor is also just going to be that he's going to ask Paul to also be his manager. So Paul will be the manager of Punk and the OG Bloodline and be the wise man
Yeah.
of Roman and then just be Punk's manager at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Travel
then lead
between
it,
the shows.
yeah, and lead up to a feud with Punk and Roman,
Oh yeah, we could n- the next WrestleMania. We could have Punk and Roman for the custody of Paul Heyman match.
Oh. And the fandom's going to also be crying for Brock Lesnar to be involved with that too. I think that ship has sailed.
It could happen.
I mean, it could happen if the reports are all true and he's been kind of dropped from all the case stuff that's been going on. Then I guess it's technically possible. I mean, they name dropped Brock Lesnar on Raw.
I was gonna say he's been getting name dropped, and I saw some speculation that like they might be dropping his name here and there just to test the waters to see what people's feelings of hearing his name out there are. And it's like, and if the reception's good enough, we could be seeing a Rumble return.
I mean, you're right. Also, before we end the show, just real quick, with the Brock Lesnar name drop, man, what'd you think of that exchange between Xavier and Kofi? Dude, this breakup that I did not want to happen is looking so damn good right now.
So, here's one thing I'll give credit to WWE right now. They have gone from like awesome. They've been doing these awesome like 3-week or month-long storylines for the past 6 months.
Right.
Like when Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman were feuding, that was my favorite thing on the show. And it's like, and they were just in every episode multiple times, brawling around and everything. We move on. Bronson Reed's been in a lot of my favorite segments, as it turns out.
Right.
We had Bronson and Seth happening. Now we got the like Xavier Kofi happening. And then you know what? You know one thing that's quietly in the, or at least for me, it's quietly in the background that's gradually caught on for me. Is I just lost his name. It's the Final Testament stuff.
Oh, Karrion Kross, yeah.
Karrion Kross,
yeah,
and
his
his storyline
stuff. Yeah,
I didn't give a shit about that story, any of his storylines or anything going on. God, it's quietly, it is slowly taking me over.
Yeah.
That is like, of course, that's been building for like 6 months now.
That's
led to all of this.
Yeah, that's been a very slow build.
It's like, and it's made it to where this whole Karrion Kross storyline that nobody cared about 6 months ago now is the best thing on the show.
It really is, dude, because like all the Karrion Kross stuff has been, it's just been planting seeds nonstop. And it's just added to the mid card of the show tremendously. Because like, while I don't want to see the New Day break up, I understand that, in most cases, stables are meant to break up eventually. I don't want to see this happen.
It's not going to happen.
I think it's done. I think it's done. I think it's over.
No, it's not happening. You know what's happening? They're going to start. They're going to start and argue it again. There's going to be some more personal shots thrown in. Big E's coming out.
Oh yeah, Big E's going to be there Monday. I know it, and I can't wait.
Big E is going to come in and resolve it.
Yeah, God, I hope so. We need to.
He may resolve it by telling him to fight.
Yeah, just duke it out. Get it out of your system. It's like we're the New Day. We're the tag team, Hall of Famers, whatever.
He'll come out there and he'll be like, guys, this is supposed to be a celebration, and if you got some issues to work out, get your gear on. You're up next.
Yeah, just go ahead and get it done.
You're up next. Get it. It's like, get it out of your system so we can celebrate.
Exactly. Man, you gotta, dude.
That'll be awesome. Actually,
it would be. I like that because they're it's like brothers, right? Like, I mean, you're a brother. Like, you know how it is. Sometimes you just got to get out of your system. Yeah. So, like, dude, that'd be great. That'd be great. But no, that whole backstage segment with Xavier and Kofi was amazing. Kofi calling him out. It's like, I was a Hall of Famer before you. That's why you asked me to be here. And then Xavier's just like, you pissed away Kofi Mania in 6 seconds versus Brock Lesnar. It's like, oh my God, dude, this is incredible.
The best, I will say, like the best thing about the show, like ever since Triple H taken over, best thing about the show is he will pull things. Stuff that's happened in the past is no longer it just happened back then. We're referencing every goddamn thing that there was.
Yep.
If it's happened, it's gonna be brought up
Yeah.
somewhere in a storyline. It is important.
Yeah. It's masterful storytelling, man. Like they are cooking in every regard. I can't wait for the celebration on Monday. I also can't wait for Survivor Series tonight. It's gonna be fun. John, do you have any other last thoughts you want to throw out there?
Not really. Looking forward to watching the show here in a few hours.
True, true. I gotta get this episode uploaded. If you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate the hell out of you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Recommend the show to others. We'd appreciate that as we continue to try to grow this very not great scheduled show. Shout
It
out to
happens when it happens.
dude. It does, and it's a holiday season. All right, Crown Jewel didn't happen because it was a busy week. I think that was Halloween week.
Yeah.
So
I think we
just
were all busy for
yeah,
that.
yeah, and it's a
You put
filler
a message
episode
out for-
anyway. Like it's
You
fine.
put a message out for that one, and everybody was like, "I can't do it."
Yeah, no, it is what it is. All right, but make sure to subscribe to A Terrible Sports Network, and we'd appreciate that, as well as check out the main channel Sparky3, where you can listen to mine and John's show Game Static, as well as our friend Zach, and have a great time over there. Check out the Patreon, join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy Survivor Series. If you did enjoy Survivor Series, if you're watching this after the fact, let us know your thoughts on the show. Goodbye. See you probably for Saturday night main event, I guess. Yeah, we'll probably see you then. Bye.